Italy is enforcing one of Europe's strictest lockdowns. No one is allowed outside unless it's for an essential reason. But not everyone is sticking to the rules.
Ping pong is not allowed. Go home and play on the PlayStation. You cannot stay here.
Mayor of the southern city of Bari is not in the mood for excuses.
Don't look at me like that. You should be respectful. There is a decree. I am the mayor of this city, and as the mayor of this city, I will make everyone respect this decree. Go home now. The police is coming.
He's one of several officials, mainly in southern Italy, who have taken to social media to cajole or even threaten their citizens to comply with restrictions.
This is like a war bulletin, because we are in a real war. And now I turn to you. You need to stay home. Don't you understand that people are dying?
Hundreds of students will be graduating soon. I hear that some want to host a party. We will send the police, and we will send them with flamethrowers.
The majority of Italians are taking the lockdown seriously, but over 92,000 of them were reported for breaking the emergency restrictions.
How
is it going to be okay with people lining up to buy fuel? What is that fuel for if you have to stay at home? How is it going to be okay if people are asking for their hair to be done at home? Hairdressers are coming to homes. What is it a hairstyle for at this moment?
There are some concessions for going out, for example, to walk a dog. But mayors are cracking down on those they think are exploiting this.
This morning I came across one of our citizens who was jogging with his dog that was visibly exhausted. I said to him, "Hey, this is not a film and you're not Will Smith in I Am Legend. Therefore, go home."
With the coronavirus outbreak in Italy now the deadliest in the world, authorities want to leave no doubt about what's at stake.
And if we go on like this, we will just be counting the dead. We won't have hospital spaces for your fathers and mothers. Is that clear?
A direct message that these officials hope will hit home.
Now, all of this as the head of the White House's coronavirus response effort says the U.S. is keeping a close eye on the impact of Italy's social distancing attempts.
We're looking very closely around the world about specifically Italy right now because they're reaching their 2 weeks of clear social distancing and looking at the impact. We are seeing the number of deaths starting to decline.
Now with me now is Carly Drinkwater. She moved to Italy just 6 months ago to become a teacher there. She is now using a blog to chronicle what has just been an unprecedented experience. Carly, welcome. Thank you so much for talking to us. And what's it like to be in Italy right now?
Thank you for having me. It's really surreal to be here at the moment. It's not normal life by any stretch. We're effectively under house arrest. We're like prisoners now. We have to be inside all the time. The only time we can leave the house is to buy food from the supermarket or go to the pharmacy because those are essential needs. But that's not done freely either. You have to take ID. You have to take a self-declaration form, and it has to be signed with all your personal information, and you have to specifically write why you are going to the place you're going to. So, for example, if you want to buy the weekly shop, you have to write, "I am going to buy food," and it can't be used as an excuse either. You're not allowed to go and just buy a pint of milk as an excuse to get some fresh air. You are checked that you are actually buying food to last you for a few days.
That's very interesting. They're verifying it. So I know this is difficult. The idea that people aren't able to go outside and get activity, especially if they live in small apartments. But does it make sense to you? Does it seem appropriate?
Unfortunately, it does seem appropriate because we're yet to see the effects of all these containment measures. The cases just keep rising and rising, and now that we're at almost 70,000, it's just exponential. And it's so painful and hard to be in this situation, to be trapped like this. Even my fiance's parents are a 5-minute walk away, and we haven't seen them in weeks because we are adhering to this decree. When the national lockdown was announced, people still went out on a walk. They still went out on a run or a cycle because we were allowed to, I suppose. But of course, that did not work. So now we have been clamped down to this particular state. And we're just hoping that we'll start to see the cases drop and the fruits of our labor reaped.
Carly, what would you say to Americans who are a few weeks behind you, who are really getting tired of some of these measures and they're not nearly as strict as the ones you're under? What would you say to them?
I would say do what we are doing now. We didn't know that it could get this bad this fast, but you can see what's happening in Italy. You can see how quickly the cases are rising, how quickly the death toll is climbing. There is no point to keep going out and congregating. The social distancing, loose measures of keeping 2 or 1 meter apart, it's not working. Stay inside, save people you love, save your grandparents, save people who maybe are even younger, but they have underlying health conditions. We are at breaking point here. Just stop and contain now.